Hello and welcome back. Now let's talk about another part of step 5. What comes after that? And that's rubrics. Because just as the parts of the process now change, as we've been discussing, the rubric must evolve too. It has to reflect really this hybrid kind of AI-assisted landscape that we find ourselves in today. We can't keep using those old frameworks designed for an old world type authored prose, even though that's what we're used to, in a world where writing is collaborative, layered, and possibly partially generated or enhanced, with the correct citation, of course. The rubrics, we used to ask whether the essay was grammatically or mechanically correct, if it flowed, if it followed the right structure or format. Now that's still very useful and important, but it's just not enough anymore. We need rubrics that assess process, not just the polish of that final product, that reward critical thinking, ethical decision-making, and really transparency. Those that ask not just, what was written, but how was it written and by whom? Something else needs to change too, and that's, we don't only measure originality of a sentence or paragraph by asking, was this paragraph partially AI generated? We measure it by asking, does the student understand what they're saying? Did they build something themselves? Did they shape it with intention? Did they cite it properly? And can they tell us why it matters? That's probably the most important thing. That means we start grading what many used to overlook: the quality of their questions, the depth of their revision, the clarity of that reflection, and the honesty of the method they used. We teach them how to talk about their own writing, how to own their process, and how to see themselves in the work, and above all, how to take responsibility for their words. And of course, we still assess that final product. That's never going to go away. It's the product. It's a compelling, well-structured piece that still matters. But now we have to assess it in context, because the process doesn't just inform that product, it really reveals the mind behind it. All right, as usual, I got a much more detailed version up on the stack. We'll wrap this up with our next video. I'll see you then.